So this is what happens. It's called conditional femininity, and most women are conditionally feminine. It's like, oh, for this guy I'll be feminine, for this guy, or because this guy hits these certain things, I'll be feminine for him. But in reality, like, yeah, you kind of should just always be like, guys don't have that privilege. Like, we don't have the privilege of just, I'm just gonna be masculine sometimes, like, or no, I'm gonna be cutesy today and like do this. No, it's like, no, like we have to always be masculine. And I really believe that for a woman to get into a good relationship, you have to start that habit. Because even when you because what happens when you go to work every day, you're talking to a boss. Your boss is like your husband, or the man of your house, kind of, or whatever. Like, he's the leader. So like you're constantly having to fight that every day. And then when you come home, you do the same shit to your man, because you to be a successful woman, you gotta have a lot of type A personality traits. You gotta have a lot of things that make you argumentative, competitive, all those things. And what happens is a lot of women get these jobs, they get successful, and they come home and they bring that shit home. It's like, no, that shit needs to stay at your work. You need to come home to be a whole new woman when you come home, because a guy doesn't want to be around that.
Okay, well, so what about the guy that brings it home? Okay.
What do
we
you mean
at that point?
What do you mean brings?
Because you said, so we go to work, right, and we deal with all this stuff, and then we bring all that masculine energy home.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, what about when he's out doing whatever he does, and then you come home and you're just being overly aggressive or just overly like an asshole to me? I'm supposed to what? Just always sit down and be quiet and deal with that? No, I'm gonna let you know you're out of line and don't be projecting on me.
Yeah. Well, so like, y'all got to understand, a woman's life and a man's life are completely different things. We're going to just start the whole debate off on this table that men and women are completely different. Okay. So when a man goes through stress, it's not the same as a woman going through stress. So a woman going through stress, y'all like to talk about it. Y'all like to vent. Like, this is why therapy is so good for women sometimes, because a lot of times you just need to talk, especially when you're just really mad about something. Sometimes you just want to talk to your man. You just need to talk about it. Men aren't the same. Sometimes we need to physically get it out. And I would say that a guy that's doing stuff like that, he doesn't know how to release his anger properly. So that means he's not going. Maybe he needs to go to the gym. Maybe he needs to have a hobby. He needs guys release our like our type of energy, or like our type of emotions. I believe that we emote physically. Like that's why men are violent. That's why That's why an emotional man is so dangerous. That's why men are shooters, like school shooters and stuff like that. Like, that's all based off of us being physical, emotionally. So a guy that's doing that, he just hasn't learned how to channel himself. But also, you need to be understanding, because a guy goes through way worse than a woman sometimes goes through in life. If he's coming home and he's acting like that, who knows what the fuck he went through at his work? Who knows? And he might not want to talk about it, because we don't emote the same way as y'all. We don't like to talk about it. And sometimes he just wants you to that's his way of getting it out. Maybe fucking being pissed off and like throwing something or just doing something like that. Not saying it's a good thing for a guy to do this ever. And I would say that's a huge red flag if y'all have a guy that's emotional like this, and you should just not even be with them. That's like one of those things that you just don't even want to be with a person who emotes that way, I guess. Y'all want to be with a guy that's very stoic, and like, shout out to Jay Waller for this, but like, a man should be the rock on the side of the ocean, and a woman's emotional wave should be able to crash over it. A man should be just always a super stoic, non-emotional person, and that's what makes them the most successful men possible. A guy that's in his emotion, he'll fail at so much in his life.
So you're saying men shouldn't express themselves emotionally to their woman?
No, you can definitely express yourself emotionally, but I'm saying that most men don't. Like, we're not built to do it. We're meant to express our emotions physically. We're not meant to express our emotions with words like y'all do. Women are extremely social creatures. Men are extremely logical creatures, and there's reasons for this. Like, for all throughout, I mean, y'all make babies. Think about, for thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years. Like, even whenever 1.1 million years ago, as Homo erectus, like, y'all's main thing was to create life and to be nurturing and take care of that life and be social creatures in social crowds, and like work together to cook foods and do stuff like knit together and stuff. Y'all are extremely social. Men are problem solvers. Okay, like, I would be a failure as a man if I don't create anything in my life. That's what makes a man a successful man, is what do you create? On my headstone, when I die, all that matters is, what did I create? That's what's going to make me memorable or not. For a woman, y'all are based off of what life y'all create, because that's what I cannot do and what you can do. You create life. So y'all's legacy is based off of you having a giant family or kids or whatever it is. That's what makes us two completely different things. We work together perfectly when it's that way, though.
Yeah, and I kind of want to piggyback off of that, because Sergio did nail it. You don't want a guy that's emotionally like that. However, you already answered your question when we asked you, how do you lock down a man in 10 days? You said silence. So if he's being an asshole, just be quiet. He probably does not want to talk about it.
For real. No, he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't. He just wants it to just blow over. Like he'll get over it. Guys are probably like usually when we're pissed off or something's wrong, it's a problem to be solved. That's going to be solved by a phone call to our homie, to our guy, to a mentor, to reading something, like logically figuring it out. And sometimes going to your woman isn't the best to logically figure out certain things.
But what if you're doing better than your man?
Then that's a red flag already. I mean, you just shouldn't be. I don't believe in doing build a man. I'm very against build a man. I would never tell a woman. I would never tell a woman at this table to ever be with a guy that's under them because it's just a recipe for disaster. Usually, when women are with a guy that's under them, it's because you're dealing with a trauma. Usually, women who choose guys that are lower than them in any way, like sexually or financially or anything like that, it's because they want the leverage in the relationship. And and the only reason they want the leverage in the relationship is because they've been in a relationship where they gave all the leverage to a guy and they lost it and it hurt really fucking bad. And they're like, never doing this again. Every guy I'm gonna be with from now on, I'm the prize. I'm in charge of everything. Like I want to be, in power. Like I've never had an apartment where the girl didn't move into my apartment and like be on my or like be on like my
I've never moved in with a guy. A guy always moved
well,
in
not,
with me.
but yeah, and see that's crazy to me. See, you saying that is so wild to me because I make fun of guys who do that because like what the hell? You're a man and you're moving into a woman's place, and I've seen this so much online. It's so wild to me because I've always had the lease in my name. The woman has always came and moved in with me and stuff, and it should always be like that for it to be the healthiest.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 32.
32.
Yeah, I'm old.
Damn, because
The verse 23.
I'm 23. Like, and she is too. She's gonna be 23. We dealing. Like,
I am 23.
Okay. Well,
Are y'all
we dealing
twins?
with- no, but we've dealt with the same shit. Like, our dudes be wanting to live with us. We want to move in with us.
Why
See,
you let
see,
us
So-
move
see,
in?
see, this is the problem. Y'all don't know how to pick a man. Like,
Okay, so hold on. Because like even when my friend over there got to talking about the financial situation, okay, yeah, I was kind of raised to date men. Like my parents never wanted me to date a black man. Like straight up, they said date a white man, a Mexican man, anybody who's making more money than you is gonna take care of their family. And I said, what the hell?
that was really honest of them. No, honestly, like it was really honest of them. I feel like a lot of black parents would never say that, so that's really
But
crazy.
I felt like, damn, I thought we were supposed to be supporting our community, Black love. So, I always supported the black man, even if he's going through a struggle. But I feel like, yes, in my experience, I do end up with the shit at the end of the stick. So it's like, damn. But it's like, I don't want to cancel out black men just because of that, So that's why I asked the questions I was asking.
The black community is in a really hard situation because if we look at dating apps, what ends up happening is like black men are extremely desired and black women are the least desired.
Yeah.
And so and we can prove this with like statistics. So like what happens is you have, and I'm not going to say that like there's not a lot of successful black men because there's a lot of really successful black men. Like if you look at statistics, a lot of them are like out earning like other races too. Like they're doing really good. But the thing is, since they're so sexually desired and they're doing good financially, a lot of them don't want to be in a serious relationship.
Dating a black woman.
Well, like it's not dating a black woman. They just don't want to take a relationship seriously, or they don't want to date a black woman because sometimes it comes with trauma. One of my biggest things I preach on this channel is interracial dating. And the reason why is because when you date outside your race, you're going to date somebody that has no trauma from generations.
So how do we
Generational
heal
trauma.
our generational curses? If we
By
never
that's what I'm
fix them?
saying. If you
That's
married a
conversation
white
for
man and you had children, if you had children with a white guy and you married a white guy, your kids aren't going. Half of your kids are from a guy that has no generational trauma at all.
Yeah.
At all. So when your
That's
kids
evil.
come out and then when you're having an episode or anything bad's happening because of generational, because you're sad or depressed or something like that, or you're going through something because of some type of trauma in your past, that guy is way more likely to be able to handle it than a black man that also went through tons of trauma. Maybe had a mother that was horrible to him, was raised in a single parent household also. Like maybe had, you never know. It's way better to split your traumas though. And people are, dude, like a lot of people are doing it today. One of the girls came on my show and ended up getting married a few months later to a white guy. And it was after we had these same type of talks like this. I'm very proud that she did it.
That's why
She literally got proposed to like within 2 or 3 months.
that's why I married outside of my race. I married an Asian man just for that same reason.
You married?
I was for 11 years.
Oh, I was just a girl. I
I'm
remember that on the last show.
But as we can see, it doesn't always work though.
no, it
It
doesn't.
doesn't always work.
We grew apart, but it happens. We just married young and grew apart, like started liking different things and everything. But that was the reason why I married an Asian man, because I dated, when I was younger, black men, and it just, for some strange reason, we can never go to the next step.
Yeah.
But with him, it flowed. You know what I'm saying?
It goes back to intelligence. Like I totally think two black people can be together, but y'all both have to be extremely intelligent. he has to be the type of guy where even if he has a lot of options, a lot of women don't want to be with the guy with a lot of options. Like, you either need to accept that he's going to sometimes exercise his options or find one that's just super loyal somehow, which I just don't think it's very realistic. Like, I'm not sitting here telling guys to like cheat or like ever do anything like that, but it's just not realistic. Like, it's ignorant to sit there and look at the 6'4" guy that's like a fucking big old buff dude that all the women are literally throwing themselves at. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm only 6 foot tall. I'm skinny, as you were saying earlier. I'm not even that attractive. And even I had a really easy time when I was single. Okay. So the guys that are taller than me, just more muscly than me and stuff, dude, y'all have no idea how many options they got, guys. Y'all really don't. And that's why they're very hard to lock down. Hey y'all, Sergio here. I just want to mention I've created a completely free guide that shows you exactly how I went from having low confidence and being painfully awkward around women to easily meeting and dating numerous high quality desirable women in real life without the use of any dating apps or social media. So if you're struggling to get out there, if you have approach anxiety or don't know what to say or how to interact with women to make them want you and are sick of using dating apps with low value girls that hundreds of other guys have been chatting with, click the link in the description below to grab your free guide right now. And if you want private mentorship with me personally to help guide you every step of the way in this process, check out my mentorship program in the description too. I would be happy to help you reach your dating goals and overcome any obstacle you may face. And trust me, if I can do it, you can do it too. I hope to see you soon. Peace out.